All right, so speaking of that, speaking of the West Coast, and speaking of Oregon,
Oh yeah, we got some new information on Oregon over there. Where you at, bro? We got some new information.
so apparently
Uh,
y'all be doing some crazy stuff out there. So they legalized some hard drugs,
yup. So apparently you can do cocaine and meth now.
cocaine, meth.
Everything. You could be on everything and not go to jail and do it right in front of the cops. Actually, I would do that if I was out there and I would do some acid right in front of the police. I'd be
Nah,
like, ha, drop
you
some
can
acid
get
right in
it,
front of.
but you still can get a $100 fine.
He
I had
said,
these
"F that, just
people.
steroids." This dude said, "Stay." This is boy. Look at him. He's jacked.
Oh,
And we all know
just
why.
steroids for you, just steroids for you. But I don't know. They legalize other things.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of good in a sense because a lot of these people, a lot of people that's on drugs, there's some people that can handle it. As we know, as us West, people that's been on the West Coast, we've seen them. We've seen people that can handle the drugs, all the extra stuff. But then we just see there's people that can't. It could literally ruin your life, and that's a fact. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
There's people out there, they could do their drugs and they can get away with doing it, but there's some people they go overboard, just like weed, just like alcohol, just like anything else. There's people that's always on that stuff, it's just doing a lot. You know what I mean? And they, instead of putting them in jail, I'm glad that they're gonna start putting them in programs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
So
it's more important for them to get help. So to say what you're gonna say?
so this in the article it says, and the article says instead of going to trial and facing possible jail time, a person could do the option of paying $100 fine or attending a new addiction recovery center that's funded by the marijuana industry. So, I mean, it's helpful instead of them because people they just go to jail and then they do drugs in jail and then they come out of jail and do drugs the same thing and they just get worse.
Yeah.
It doesn't really help them in a sense. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Honestly, and I feel like this really helps out, the minority, us minorities, you know what I mean? Because you know how we have that, the stereotype, our dad's never home, whatever. Why you think half of our dads are not home? Because half of them in jail because y'all putting them in jail because of what? Petty stuff like weed,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So now that we're gonna have this, we're gonna have programs, the war on drugs could possibly stop, but that's only in Oregon, so that's only one state. So it's something. But I was talking to like I was talking to you earlier about how it's only government is the government, the state government that's legalizing this stuff,
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
federal. So you can't just be in a federal job and doing all this. That's, and usually federal jobs is where all the money's at. So it's still hard at the end of the day, but it's a good step in the right direction, you know?
Damn. 2020 has been a lot. Like a lot